What's up, everybody? I'm going to talk to you about the Corporate Transparency Act that you see behind me here. We're going to get into detail. If you're a small business owner, you need to pay attention to see if you might have to do this report by 12/31/24, this coming December 31st, New Year's Eve, where if you don't file the report, you could be subject to a $500 a day penalty, up to $10,000 fine, or 2 years in prison. So this is like serious stuff. If you're a business owner, you need to pay attention. Take this information I'm going to give, talk to your CPA, your attorney, go to FinCEN.gov. I'm going to show you that shortly too. Determine if you have to actually file this return, because it's very important. It's a new thing. They're trying to crack down on money laundering, fraud, fake LLCs and stuff out there where they're trying to hide money and stuff like that. So it's a big deal. So let's get into this and take a look. So on here, as of January 1st of this year, this is when it all came about. All reporting companies, which I'll get out of the way here, reporting companies to disclose certain beneficial ownership information to the U.S. Treasury, and I'll scroll this up. Financial Crimes Enforcement Agency Network, which is FinCEN, or go to FinCEN.gov. And let's see if I can pull this up real quick too. FinCEN.gov. If you pull this up, right here as you scroll down, right above my head, beneficial ownership information. So I'd highly recommend to go there, get a lot of good data from that as well. Let's get back into the actual presentation facts, timelines, and penalties. Here you go. We talked about that until December 31st, 2024. New entities, if you open up one here this year, technically you had 90 days from the point you open the new LLC to do it, not December 31st. But now we're in this gray area where you got 60 days basically to the end of the year, and then a 90-day qualifier on that other one. So if it's me, again, talk to somebody that's official on this. You may want to go ahead and still, if it's a new entity, get it done by the end of the year, so you don't have to worry about it regardless. Or as it talks here, a $500 a day fine, guys. Civil penalty, $2,000 or $10,000 fine, or 2 years in imprisonment. You don't want that. Not dealing with that. Reporting companies. So what are reporting companies? Entities that are formed or registered to do business in the United States by filing a document with the Secretary of State or similar office, like LLCs, LLPs, limited liability partnerships, PCs, PLLCs, and LLPs. So these are generally the ones that are considered reporting companies, not a sole prop. So if you don't have an LLC, or if it's general partnership or a trust, based on this information here, you may not have to file that. Keep in mind, this information is coming from Tax and Legal 360, Main Street Business Group, KKOS Lawyers, which LPL Financial is not affiliated with. So again, do your own due diligence on this. I'm trying to just bring you the information to your light here in case you haven't heard about it. Beneficial owner report. What is involved? Well, there's three parts. First is the reporting company, which you got to give your full name, street address, your EIN number, beneficial owner, who that is, the full name, home address, social security number, date of birth, government ID, and then reporting individuals, who that would be, full name, home, street address, social security number, date of birth, and government ID there as well. So who is a beneficial owner? It's an individual, as it says up here, substantially controlling a company or owning a controlling 25% or more of the ownership interest of a company. So that's kind of the qualifying situation of who that beneficial owner might be. Now, there are 23 exemptions out there, and you can go to FinCEN.gov and look those up, the one I showed you before. But some of it gets gray. This is where you really probably want to consult, again, as I mentioned, with your attorney or CPA if they're familiar with it, to see if they can help you out and determine it. But the one definitive in here that they talk about is large operating companies. So companies that have more than 20 employees full-time in the United States and have an operating presence in a physical office in the United States. And lastly, have filed a federal income tax return or informational return in the U.S. for the previous year with more than 5 million in gross receipts. So that's not net, that's in gross receipts that are out there. So and then exemption number 23 is what's considered an inactive entity. So any entity which was in existence before January 1, 2020, is not engaged in any active business, is not owned by a foreign person, whether directly or indirectly, wholly or partially, has not experienced any change in ownership in the preceding 12-month period, and we get at number 5 and 6 here, has not sent or received any funds in any amount greater than $1,000 here, either directly or through any financial account which the entity or affiliate of that entity had an interest in the preceding 12 months. And lastly, does not otherwise hold any kind of type of asset, whether it's in the United States or abroad, including ownership and interest in any corporation, limited liability company, or other similar entity. Also, even if you've already reported and you've had a change in your beneficial information, so either by the reporting company or beneficial owner, it must be reported, as it says up here, within 90 days. So simple change you also have to report. Now in 2025, which is not on here, but in 2025, I believe that 90-day period that you have to report a new entity drops to 30 days. So you got to be on top of this as a small business owner or a business that meets these criteria in here. And again, go to FinCEN.gov, as I showed you before, look up business owner information report up on here right above me. I'll click on this and really you can go deep dive in here. How do I file? Do I qualify for an exemption? All that inside of there. I wish we could give you more information on that. We don't do the reporting for anybody, but we do know some people that do. So if you want to reach out to us, we can certainly give you some links and stuff like that. But again, these are all third party, no affiliation with LPL Financial. That's up to you to do your own due diligence. But just wanted to bring this to you. We greatly appreciate you watching the channel. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel to get notifications. Hit the bell icon when we bring out new important financial information that could help you save money and keep you out of prison. All right. Thanks a lot. We're going to run our disclaimers right now, and then we'll see you. Thank you very much, and we appreciate it. Have a good one.